to the Smoke That Thunders. Today, we have a very interesting topic. As we know, it is the month of love. It is the month of joy for those who are able to be joyful. That is, those who have companions. And it's the time for sorrow for those who might not be as fortunate at this time of the year. As we know, love is a lottery. And if your lucky numbers align before the 14th, you're probably in a good mood. If not, probably not. So I'm going to introduce the panel. By introduce, I'll basically say their names, and then they'll introduce themselves further, starting with Tamia.
Hey guys, what's good? I'm Tamia, and I represent the single but happy people, unlike Sean said. And yeah, we're still here and we're having a vibe. So yeah.
Single and happy. Okay, we'll see after the conversation if those words are true. And next we've got my co-host, one of the funniest people I know, one of the most serious human beings God has ever created. She is so serious about her life that she has an extra pair of eyes. Miss Mercy Sonero.
At this point, I'm like, you know what? Let me just introduce myself. Hi, guys. I hope you guys are having a lovely Friday and happy Valentine's. And yeah, I represent just people who love love. Don't ask me what else, but just happy Valentine's.
It's not yet Valentine's. It's Friday the 13th.
For tomorrow.
And yes, and up next we have a celebrity. You know, today we're actually surrounded by royalty, and we have two royals from TikTok, on different sides of the algorithms. And we'll start with the lady, the beautiful lady, the confident lady from Boksburg.
Dang, from Boksburg is crazy. Hey, I'm Shanice, and I think I'm part of the single and kind of relieved club because it's crazy out there. I'm not trying to be part of all that mess.
How? Okay. Single and relieved. So we've got single and happy. We've got single and relieved. We've got single and mercy. Now we've got the more masculine energy on the table because we've heard from these lovely, sweet and mellow voices. Now we're going to hear from a deeper voice. Like I said, someone who's royalty on TikTok. Very controversial opinions on everything, not just love. But today we get to hear his idea of love. Mr. Simba.
Sean, I didn't know you call my opinions controversial. I thought you were in my camp. Right?
I'm in your camp, but I speak for the public.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. And I didn't know we are reviewing the camp we are coming from. But I have to say, I'm representing the man.
And we do need that representation because, like I said, there's a cascade of women on the table. So the first question for tonight, what is your idea of love? And I'll ask Messi first because Messi is the habitual lover.
Okay, hi guys. So for me, I think love is when you can treat somebody like you treat yourself or better. I think love is when you look at somebody and say, I would do anything for you within reasonable measures, of course, but like, I want to protect you. I want to care for you. I want you to grow. And yeah, I think that's what love is. It's just care. It's nurturing. It's growing something or someone.
It's a very PR answer, but we'll take it anyways. Tamia, I know you're very candid about your ideas in general. What is your idea of love?
Love is just a chemical reaction that allows us to reproduce.
Oof. A chemical reaction that allows us to reproduce. So basically, love to use what I would say loveless copulation. Just the biological stuff that we learned in 6th grade. Okay. We'll ask for Simba's take on that later. And Miss Shanice, your idea of love?
Well, I would say love is consideration and connection because I really think without consideration, there's no love. And I see that around everywhere, but like you need to be considerate of your partner, like put them first, put their needs first, see what they need and show up for them. And, just show up and be present in your partner's life. I think that's what love is, consideration and connection.
Is that what you're looking for your future relationship, whenever that may be?
I want someone who's going to consider me as much as I consider them, because I feel like if I'm in love, I would be very considerate of my partner and be like, I would want to put them first and make them happy. Whatever makes them happy is what I'd want to do. And I'd want to like receive the same back, you know what I mean?
Well, what do you mean by consideration? Like considerate?
Okay, so I want to take an example of, let's say I was to get married.
Yeah.
By God's will. I get married and I'm working an 8-hour shift out of the house and he's working like maybe a shift at home. There's no ways I'm going to get back home and he hasn't like swept the house, at least done some laundry, some dishes. Like, he needs to think like, dang, she's going to come home tired. Let me at least sweep or like get something cooking, like consider your partner's feelings, that type of thing.
So you're looking for like a house husband?
I'm looking for a partnership. I'm not looking to be a maid.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
And I agree with you. I think that's...
Thank you.
That's what I'm also looking.
As you should, because that was the right answer.
Yes, Simba.
Man,
Your idea of love.
the peer answers we're getting here. I would say I look at love as one of the main purposes of humanity. And I think at the end, if you get away from this earth without being loved or loving someone truly, I don't think... I truly believe you don't feel fulfilled. And I don't know what the meaning of life is, but I genuinely believe it has something to do with kids. And that stems from a place of love.
Okay. Tamia is celebrating off camera. I think she agrees with exactly what you've said.
Surprisingly.
Well, you guys are both controversial, so... I'm not super surprised. But anyways, those are your ideas of love. My definition of love is the common sense that comes after the feelings. The logical choices, the intentional effort you make to respect your partner, to take care of your partner, and the sacrifices of your own weaknesses that you will be willing to do to make it work. So that's my idea of love, which I think is the correct one, because I'm the only one here with a relationship, so that says a lot.
You don't know our business.
I know your business. I don't know. I might not know Shanice to me, but I know your business. But anyways, no, I mean, never doesn't mean you're successful in love. It just means people like you. Now we're gonna go to the next phase, which is red flag or green flags, which I think the ladies might very much enjoy. And we actually did a bit of this last Saturday at this wonderful event. And the first red flag, or green flag, and you guys can tell me if it's a green flag or if it's a red flag, is if a guy or a lady follows a lot of women or a lot of men. Now, for men, it's a bit different because I think girls generally have more followers and more following. But then I think for girls, I've heard it's quite a big deal if a guy follows a lot of girls and likes a lot of those posts. And sometimes even comments, So is it a red flag, a green flag, or you guys are neutral?
It's a huge ick. It's the biggest ick. And I feel like most guys don't understand that it has nothing to do with, she's jealous, or it's like, why are you following them in the first place? Like, what do you want to see? If they're not your friend and we're in a relationship, what is it about them? Like, what do you want to see? Why are you following on OnlyFans models, Insta models? Like, what's the point? What are you trying to get out of there that you can't get in our relationship or on Pornhub?
Well.
Anyways, I have nothing to add. Yes, Mercy or Shanice?
Definite red flag. I agree with everything you said. Because I feel like, especially on social media, your social media platform is almost a reflection of your thought process. So if your social media is like you following women the whole time, and the specific type of woman that you're following, why are you following all of them? Like, you can't think of anything else. Like, nothing else is on your mind. Nothing else interests you besides following these women. Like, that's such an ick. Like, get a personality.
No,
do something with your life.
But Shanice, you have a lot of followers. So you're saying all the men that follow you are red flags?
Like I said, it also depends on the type of content. Because I am not posting crazy stuff like that. Like, my stuff actually makes somewhat type of sense. Like, you can actually listen to it and like relate in a way. It's not just me posting like bikini pictures every day.
Oh, fair. Well, you defended your corner very well. I don't have a second objection to that.
I wouldn't say it's a red flag, but it's a crimson, like it's orangey flag, because it's like liked by your man and others, and then you see your man commenting hard. Like, that's not cute. That's not something cute to see.
Commenting water.
And also, it's because of, you might not see it as something wrong, but you know what? Shanice and Tammy, so I'm just going to make an example. Shanice is going to go to Tammy and be like, oh, look at whose man liked my post and commented on my post. Isn't this in a relationship with A, B, and C? So it's also about, like, as she mentioned, consideration. You have to consider, how would your partner look in the circumstances when you're going around following 10,000 girls and commenting on each and every one of those posts?
But should you care what people think? Isn't the relationship
I feel like
a composition of two people?
it is a composition of two people, but it's the same thing as a guy constantly hitting on your girl and trying to take your girl out and going out with them, and then your girl says, no, but don't care about people think. I'm telling you, it's nothing. At the end of the day, we still have our own icks and our own problems and our own. So your partner also needs to understand that.
But Mus, that's not an ick. That's actually very disrespectful.
To what?
To the relationship, if you're being taken up by another guy, I think that's very disrespectful.
Another guy's buying you flowers and you're like, oh no, it's not that deep.
Yeah, no, it is that deep, because those are flowers.
The same thing with
no, these are
and
flowers.
Following and commenting.
And you're blushing at those flowers.
The other girl is blushing at the fire flames that you've posted on her posts.
As a man, why are you commenting tongues and squirting emojis under OnlyFans model? Worse in this day and age where now Instagram is literally opping you out. Everyone can see that, oh, look, Sean liked this guy with the floating head. The head is floating above the post like that. Ah, no, man.
One thing about women talk.
Yeah.
No, but okay, you guys, I think Tamia mentioned OnlyFans. I'll say one more thing before we go to Simba, because he's waiting impatiently for his turn. When it comes to like OnlyFans models, and this will lead us to another thing, but I want to go there. And I think I mentioned it, I think Tamia was there when we were talking about prostitution, one of my favorite topics. There's nothing wrong with prostitution. It's just people who are actually meeting supply and demand. If they can't work manual jobs, so if the thing that they have, they can sell it, which has been there since the beginning of time, and all the women are giving me weird eyes. OnlyFans are prostitutes, right? And what they're doing is they're selling their bodies. Now, I don't practice prostitution, but then who am I to stop someone from putting food on their table? Because that's what puts food on their table.
Your man is putting food on the OnlyFans female's table? It has to be your man who's providing for another female's table?
Yeah, but then he's helping the economy.
My man is helping. No, I just wanted to understand that.
He's helping the economy, also adding to that demand and supply. But then I digress. Simba.
Well, I'd say I have to agree with the ladies here. The short answer for guys is, I think it's a very big red flag when you see a guy following other chicks and liking, commenting their pictures. But I think at the same time, this is a surface problem. I think this is just a reflection of where we are as a society when you look at the young black men, especially, because you now have this spineless men where they don't have purpose, so they then resort to stuff like nudity on social media. And I don't want to sound like I'm patting myself in the back, but I think I have never liked a girl's picture or commented on a girl's picture on Instagram. I think the only exception to that would be my childhood friend on her graduation day. That's just one. And I would bet my life savings on this. And I'm not saying something special word, but I just think when you don't have purpose, it's very easy to just resort to, let's say, lust.
Okay. No, and I think I'm actually of the same sentiment that obviously liking is weird now because it's written liked by Sean Magavu in bold. And if you see, and the funny thing about the algorithm, it snitches who's liking what. And you see everything that you like is just like half naked girls or just like semi-nude women. Yeah, I think it does paint a bad picture. But yeah, I think the whole table is in unison in terms of that being a red flag. The second question that I wanted to ask is not actually a red flag or a green flag, but what would you guys consider like the most important thing in a relationship? The most important thing, like one word that is, or one resource or one entity that is needed in a relationship. Or maybe, actually, I'll make it easier. The top 3 things. So summarize the relationship into the top 3 things. Start with Tamia's because she seems ready.
I was ready.
Okay.
I was ready with just the one word. I feel like the most important thing is respect, because if someone does not respect you, it doesn't matter how much they love you, you are never going to be even at par or someone they can admire, look up to, come to with anything that they can trust you with, because they don't even respect you. They don't even look at you as a human being. So that is number one. Before building, that's a really strong foundation. If I already respect you, then I can start looking at you as more than just my friend or more than just a random person on the street. So, yeah.
And I mean, I would like to ask further on what you mean by respect, because I think respect is a very broad term. I respect you, but I'm not dating you. I respect you as a friend. I respect you as a creator. But then, what is relationship respect?
I feel like relationship respect has to do with how you carry yourself out there and how what you expect of me, what you expect me to carry myself out there in, like, and make you look out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, if let's say we're in, like, me and one of us here, we are in a relationship. Then I go out there and people start talking bad about you. I'm not gonna sit there and take it. I'll actually be like, okay, no, this is my person and fight for you. That comes from a place of I respect this person enough to hold their name high when they're not in the room. So it's like, it starts there. It's little things like that. Like, respect is really broad, but if you really like dumb down everything that we're gonna say, it all leads to respect. Because if I don't respect you, I am never gonna do anything else, care for you, love you, nothing else, be honest with you. I will never be. So it starts there.
Okay, I respect your answer. Mercy?
I would say emotional intelligence, consideration, and kindness. But emotional intelligence is an umbrella, I think, because emotional intelligence also covers like respect, it covers kindness, it covers consideration. It just, yeah.
Okay. What's emotional intelligence to you? Would you consider yourself emotionally intelligent?
I'd say I'm working on it. I'm not perfect. I've heard people that I obviously did not mean to, or like, nothing's ever intentional. We always like learning. So I would also say, even in relationships, I'm still learning. So I strive to be emotionally intelligent. Okay.
Look at you. Look at you.
Let's see. As usual.
Okay, so I've already said this before already, but I want to say it again. It's consideration, because I think consideration encompasses everything. If you consider someone, you're going to love them, you're going to respect them, you're going to be honest, trustworthy, loyal, all of the above. Just because you consider that person and you put them first and above all else, then you just win. Consideration has to be.
Okay. So for you, it's just consideration.
Because consideration includes everything. If you consider someone, you're going to be honest with them. If you're considerate of someone, you're going to be loyal to them. If you're considerate of someone, you're going to respect them. I think consideration covers everything that, love needs to cover or whatever.
Okay, fair enough. And Simba?
I need to be generous here. I'll give 2 answers.
Yeah.
It depends. So if it's someone I'm with casual, for good vibes, it's I need good energy, dress like a bed bee, and always let loose.
Can I ask a question on this?
Let me finish. But if I'm dating for potential marriage and you're going to be the mother of my kids, then I think I put a premium price tag on loyalty and nurturing, just the ability to make my house a home for me and my kids. And the last one, I would say respect, like Tamia said.
Okay. Mercy has a burning question.
And when you say there's the mother of your kids and there's these girls that, what did you refer to them as? Bad bees? Casuals.
Yeah, casual.
She looks disgusted.
Are the ladies also aware that they're in a casual thing, or is it just you ongoing with this and they're not aware and you just kind of like stringing along?
Do they know that they're there
it's
for
a
the
casual,
snacks?
exactly. So that they're also not deserving maybe of this respect that you maybe give to the mother of your children.
Can I ask like a follow an addition onto that?
Bring them on.
When you say casual dating, can you like explain what that entails? And can you explain the reason you do casual dating?
Okay, so 3 questions. Let's start with Mrs. question, which was, are these people aware of what's going on? And the simple answer to that is yes. And on the yes, it falls into 2 brackets. So there's the group of chicks that they want to just see where things go, right? And if you just tell them, okay, hey, let's play the game, they're kind of cool with it. And then within that, yes, they know. There are also chicks that already come with an energy where it's clear you cannot wife them up. And I'm not there to judge them. I'm just there to play the game and have a good time based on the vision of themselves they bring to the table. So instead of me trying to be their father and telling them what to do, I just choose to play the game. And then...
In other words, it's business doing pleasure with them.
Yeah. And they don't... And do you know what's crazy? A lot of them don't even have a problem with it because they understand it. Because these are the chicks I'm going to clubs with, I'm partying with, I'm drinking with.
Of course, a girl does not say they don't have a problem with it.
So, I mean, how are you expecting me to then wife you up when we are doing all these things?
But then it's the same. How do we expect you to husband you up when you're also doing the same things? Doesn't that...
Yeah, I mean, that's your selection criteria. You can stick with it.
But I think, Mercy, before you think, I think for men, it's like women have a less of a standard when it comes to the men they go for. Like, they could pick him up in the club, but a man won't pick you up in the club and marry you. Do you know what I mean? But a woman will pick you up in the club and marry you. So it's like, I mean, pick a man up. A woman will pick a man up in the club and marry them, but a man won't pick a woman up in the club and marry them, basically. So it's like... different.
Yeah, exactly. So you see, to your point, Tamia, if I meet a honey in the club who works there, let's just go for the extreme. Do you genuinely think, okay, if I was your brother and I tell you like, hey sis, this is someone I'm planning to marry, what would you say to me as a loving sister?
I'd be like, just do your thing. Do the thing you do with the casual and just leave it there.
No.
As a sister, I'm answering from just I'm answering from the perspective he's giving me, because I wouldn't, as I said, respect her, because it's like I just don't know her. All I know is you told me her name is Alice. She works in the nightclub. What am I supposed to think? Like, I don't know her, so I'm obviously going off of just those 2 sentences. Until I meet her, get to know her, then of course my perspective changes. But off the bat, just you coming to me, Alice is coming over. Where does Alice work? In the nightclub. Bye,
You
Alice.
make a good sister, Tamia. I like you for that.
Okay, sorry.
She is a good sister.
One last question, and I'll stop. My thing is, but Tamia, have you been clubbing? Have you gone clubbing? So do you think because you've gone clubbing, that makes you less of a wifey material?
That has nothing to do with anything. But if she works there, to me, as a sister, it looks wrong. But if I worked in the club and someone as a sister, then obviously I'm like, yeah, they're judging me. It's about perspective at the end of the day. If I'm your sister and you bring me somebody who works in the nightclub, sorry.
Okay, but on that question with the working in the nightclub, someone working in the nightclub, they're working to make a living. We didn't specify what kind of work she's doing. She could be a bartender, could be a DJ.
As a sister, I'm already insinuating the worst. Just saying.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
And you guys were criticizing me for prostitution. Look at you now. defending the club workers. The girls were giving me weird eyes. Yeah, I was looking like an idiot. I even kept quiet. But then now you see, now that's the shoes on that the food, you guys are being protective. But anyways, my 3 things are sex, money, and friendship. I think those are the 3 most important things in a relationship. Yeah, those are the 3 most. Yeah, money is important. I don't know why none of you guys didn't say money, because I don't think any of you guys can date broke.
They were giving PR answers.
Yeah, those are PR answers.
But then people have been dating since high school and stuff when we were broke. So we are talking from a place of like from past experience. We're not talking from what we want in the future.
No,
right?
but now, like what you want now.
Of course, bring the bag, bro. Like,
No, I think money is very important because even for a man, I think Simba will probably echo this. As a man, it's hard to date a woman who makes considerably more than you, because I don't know. It's very difficult. Or maybe speaking from my point of view, if like the girl I'm dating like makes twice as much as I do, I'm happy for her, but then I just don't know how to operate in that circumstance. It's just something very unnatural to me, and maybe and this actually, I think most African men would agree with this, because the way we were raised, we're not just raised to be like content with being sort of like the dependent in the family. We're meant to be independent. We're meant to take the hard decisions. We're meant to do the hard sacrifices, So like when the shoe's now on the other foot and your woman is basically the reason why you're alive. She's the one who's putting food on the table, and your money is for hobbies. Your money is for ice cream, Mirana. That's weird. Like, imagine your children come to you and they say, Dad, can you go to, like, I don't know what kids do now. And then you're like, maybe ask mom when she comes back home. For me, it feels unnatural. I might get there eventually, but I'm saying, as for now, I don't think it's something that's very natural to me. So that's why I mentioned money. Sex is very important. Sex is very, very, very important. Both the absence and the presence of sex. So if you're a Christian and the practice in strict, hey, PP, don't roll your eyes. If you're a practicing Christian and you're not having sex and you want to be celibate, if you're having sex and you feel guilty all the time, you're not gonna last, because you have like, this person is making me sin. If you're an unpracticing Christian and sex is something you need when you ovulate, or when, as men, we ovulate every day. When you do ovulate, or when the soldiers come out, they have to be satisfied one way or another, because it's a biological thing. The world has changed now that we have delayed marriage when we should have all been married by now with like 4 kids. So we actually can't. We're trying to just do a world that we weren't prepared for, because to be honest, we weren't supposed to be unmarried. We're supposed to be biologically married at like 15. No, in terms of the biological, in terms like producing sperms and everything, not like us marrying, not us getting married at, no, not in that sense. I'm saying biologically and historically and morphologically, not in terms of legally. But then, because the world has changed and now we get married at 30, you've got 15 years of being a biologically sexual human being who's not having regular sexual intercourse, which messes up a lot of things. So that's kind of what I'm saying, that sex is very, very important. And the other thing is friendship. Are you guys friends at the end of the day? Do you guys get along? Do you guys can you guys enjoy each other's presence? Can you actually have conversations and laugh at each other? So those are my 3 things.
I had a question and I wanted to toss it to the ladies about what you said, where like a woman making more money than you would probably like give you the ick. And then for women, how would you feel making more money than a man? And how would that dynamic work for you?
I would say I come from a household where my mom earns more. So, and still my dad makes the decisions. My dad is the head of the house. He still decides everything, and she submits to him because she loves him, and that's how it is. And it's not like maybe they started off, he was earning more, of course, but because of life, she earned more. And I feel like money does not deter any respect that's in a marriage, or it does not deter a family function. So I personally don't agree with that money holds, I feel like as long as somebody's ambitious, they're trying and they're working and they putting as much hours in as I am too, I'm quite happy. As long as we both are getting the bag in, not because like I'm not going to be feeling insecure some type of way because you're not providing. Because who knows, 10 years you could be the provider and I'm not. So that's how I personally feel.
Yes.
And the structure of my household was great.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily about who earns more money. It's about how comfortable you are with that gap in income. For example, Shanice mentioned that she actually is cool with her husband working at home. And I think from her statements, and she can probably color in the lines after that she is probably okay with similar paychecks. You know what I mean? Some women actually like prioritize a man who earns considerably more. So that's what I'm saying. It depends with the man and the woman in terms of money. Some men actually don't mind earning less. Or I know some guys here in Poland who earn like half of what their women earn, and they're okay with that. They've maybe matured enough to that extent. Maybe I'm immature in that specific dynamic. Yes, Shanice?
I would say I think it goes back to the respect thing. Regardless of whether your husband earns more or less than you, if you respect him, it shouldn't really matter that much. Like, just because a man, like, okay, from my beliefs and the way I was raised, in my beliefs, I believe that the man is like, he's the one that provides, he's the provider, he's the decision maker, that type of thing. Obviously, we discuss the decisions together, but at the end of the day, the man is the decision maker. So regardless of whether I earn more or he earns more, if he's still my husband, I'll still respect his decisions regardless of the money.
Shout out to you. Yes, Simba?
Do you know what? I think that's a very, very important point you raised. And I would say, so you hear these good answers we are getting from the ladies.
Yeah.
I think the intention is good, but the feasibility of the answers when you put them in practice, I think it's very, very less practical. Because just to digress for a second, if you look at one of the reasons why the dating scene for us Gen Z is so bizarre at the moment, one of the problems is the young black man is now less empowered. And you can see this, that in entry-level roles, even in corporate, 60% of the workforce is now women. In colleges, universities, over half of the folks going there are now females. So what that does is it leaves the young black men unempowered. And remember, these girl child we're empowering, there's nothing wrong with empowering them, but they are now outnumbering the men in the metrics that matter. And when you go back to basic female nature, these guys want to date up their bracket. So we end up in a situation where majority of these girls want to date the top 1% of men just by life metrics. But if you are coming back to the money question, Macy's family, I would gladly say, is an exception to an extent. It doesn't mean that if your woman earns more than you, it's impossible for her to respect you. But it's very, very difficult. Even just for me as a man, it rubs my ego the wrong way. If my woman is making a lot of money, that's a problem because there's no strength in weakness. Power doesn't come from feeling sorry. It comes from having actual strength. And the basic role of a man is still to provide. But for the ladies, it has evolved. Like you had Shani saying, oh, I don't want to be a maid to anyone. That's good because gone are the times where ladies would just sit at home, raise kids and what, it has evolved. But the role of a man has not evolved. I still need to provide. So I don't want to be in a position where my woman makes more than me. It makes the dynamic of the relationship very, very difficult for me to show how I am as a man.
But you're still providing. You're just providing a bit less. But providing is still going on.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends. So let's say the gap is not big enough such that I can cover the main bills and our leisure. I think that's a different situation. You can kind of manage that. But the point is, if it gets to a point where the mother of my kids is the one paying school fees for the kids, paying the bills, that's a very, very difficult position to be in, miss. I kid you not. You see those men committing suicide, this is one of the reasons. Because, and the crazy part is, if I come out and say, oh, if I'm hanging out with my boys at a beer hall, we are watching a football game, and I say, oh, my lady is the one paying rent, do you know what this man will do to me? I cannot tell anyone. And even you could be nice as a lady, but like what Shanice was saying, imagine, miss, you are coming from a 10-hour shift at work. You're so exhausted and tired. And you come back home. You have your work frustrations and your husband is just chilling, eating dinner, grabbing a beer, watching a football game. And maybe the kids haven't done homework. What's going to be your reaction to that? Even if you're a good person, but the dynamics of the situation just make it difficult for you to be a good woman.
I completely 100% agree with you. I feel like this is me personally, not speaking for all women, all single women, whatever. I feel like, as I said, for me personally, my love comes from me respecting you. I cannot respect you if you make less money than me because I cannot depend on you. I cannot come to you for anything. I am basically carrying the whole boat myself. So you're a passenger on my boat, you're on my ship. So it's like, what's the point of us doing this? Like, nah.
Can I? Okay. So I just wanted to say, coming back to what you were saying, at the end of the day, a relationship is still a partnership. So let's say a guy earns, let's say, I'm just going to talk small amounts here. Like in reality, I'd never, yeah. But let's say 10,000, I earn 10,000, he earns 8,000, for example.
Those are small amounts.
Yeah. So let's say that's the dynamics, right? We're still in a partnership. You say the role of a man hasn't changed, but the role of a woman has changed. The man is still the provider, right? Mm-hmm. But now because the woman is also earning a salary, she can contribute to the household. So it's not all the weight of like providing for the entire family. It's not all on the man's shoulders. He will still provide. He will still pay rent and like pay the kids' school fees and stuff. But I can also chip in certain roles. It's not all on his shoulders. So his role is still to provide, but it's not as heavy as it used to be. You know what I mean? Because it's still, at the end of the day, you're in a partnership. I'm doing what I can on my end. He's still doing what he can on his end. We're working together. We're building together. It shouldn't be a thing of like he's taking on 90% of providing and I'm like taking on the 10%. If I am able to provide more, then I will provide more. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question? Let's say your numbers are decent, right? Those are realistic. This is real life. You're talking real life, right?
Yeah.
But let's say let's talk even like 50, let's say you're making 100 zloty, he's making 20 zloty. That's like the drasticness I'm trying to like go to. It's like it gets bad to the extent that it's like you're not really providing, you're not carrying the ship, you're not doing anything. So I thought that's the aspect we're using, where a man can pick up a woman who makes 20 zloty, he makes 100 zloty. But a woman, it's so rare to pick up a man who makes 20 zloty as a woman makes 100 zloty, because it's like, why would I? You know? Exactly. So in the beginning, if we were in the beginning stages of meeting and dating, and he's earning 20 and I'm earning 100, the likelihood of me looking in his direction is very low. Like, there's no way I'm going for a guy who's earning 20 and I'm earning 100. But if it's now a situation of maybe he was earning 50 and I was 150 and I was earning like 100, and then we get married and something goes wrong and now he's earning less than me, it wouldn't change how I see him. That's what I meant.
I'm actually going to give you guys a very difficult question before we go off to the break. And this is just for Shanice and Mercy, since they are the antagonists of this conversation. Would you guys date someone younger than you? And why not?
My first boyfriend was younger than me by a year.
Okay, Mercy had the exception. Okay.
I would definitely date someone younger than me. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Age doesn't.
Okay. We're going to the break. We're going to the break.
I'm so glad you guys say that.
probably. And we're back. We're in the loving mood, and that song was called "Can I Have This Groove" by Kenyon Dixon. To all the ladies out there, that was a dedication to all the lovely women in Poland, lovely black, brown, white women in Poland. And now, before the break, we're now arguing, but it's a time for love, Mercy and Shanice. So yeah, you guys are the culprits of being the antagonists of this broadcast. But today, like I said, we do have royalty in the building in the form of Shanice, and she is the unfortunate listener of some wild dating stories in Poland, and she's gonna tell us one of them.
Okay. Hello, peoples. I high-key hate to do this because I hate saying anything that goes against the ladies. But I figured I usually do stories where it's like the ladies telling the men what they do wrong. But this time I got a story from a man telling us what a lady did to him. So I was like, I might as well share this little one for Valentine's Day. Anyways, so this is how the story goes. This time I'm not going to mention nationalities because this one kind of hit close to home.
I know. I say the nationalities. I say the nationalities.
I mean, close to home.
If you're not giving us the names, then it is the nationalities.
Close to home.
Zimbabwe,
South Africa.
it's Zimbabwe.
Let's not assume. So, like, this guy...
It's Zimbabwe.
This guy's not from Southern Africa. Let's just say that.
It's
guy is not from
He's
Southern
Nigerian.
Oh, so
Nigerian.
Nigerian. Going Nigeria.
Oga.
I don't think August would get played like this. But...
They
How do you know?
sometimes. They just have money.
Anyways.
They don't even have game, to be honest.
They have money.
Yeah, they
and
have
money
money.
speaks. Yeah. So this guy...
I thought you said money wasn't
No,
important.
I never said money was not important. I literally said if I was dating someone, they'd need to earn more than me in the dating stage.
Guys, literally land.
Let me tell you the story. Okay, so this guy said he came to Poland to study. And he came here and he was just chilling. Like, he was just looking to study and only study. And then a few months went by, he was looking for a job. He couldn't find a job, right? And his parents were sending him money. After like a few months, he eventually found a job. He didn't tell his parents that he got a job. So he's getting money from home and he's getting money from his job. So right now the man thinks he's a bowler, yeah? He thinks he's got like money. So he starts going out with his friends. He's hitting the clubs. He's like spending money on like tables and bottles and all these things. Fizz, as you should. Enjoy life. And then on this one particular night, he's at a table with his friends. These girls walk in. Let me tell you, when girls walk into a club, when they're dressed up, hair and makeup done, outfit slaying, the girls eat. So they walked into the club and he spots one of the girls and he's like, she's the one that I want. So what did the boys do? The boys do what boys do best. And so one of them went up to the girls and was like, hey, we got a table there. We got drinks. Y'all can come through. We can have some drinks. We can talk, whatever. His friends did a big one for him. They came to the table. They're chilling. He's talking to this girl. And he realizes, she's not just pretty. She's also like pretty funny, interesting. Wada. Man basically starts liking her. They exchange numbers. He texts her. She ignores. He texts again. She ignores. Which girls usually do because you need to show that you're interested for real. You can't text once and then respond once because that's easy. That's boring. I'm just telling you what all the other girls say, not me personally, okay? Don't attack me. I'm just a girl. And then, so after that day, she eventually responded like on the third day. And then they started texting every day. They started meeting out, going on dates, whatever. The guy fell hard, like proper feelings, like bro was in love. But slowly but surely, he started becoming the provider in that relationship. So every date he paid. Every time she needed an Uber, he paid. If she called and said she was sick and hungry, he would get her food. If she said she was short on rent, he'd pay her rent. If she said she needed new hair, nails, makeup, anything this woman needed.
It's his fault.
Yeah, it's his fault. He fell into that.
No, guys, I feel like he was just doing bare minimum.
You guys said men should be providers. You guys said. Did you not say men should be providers?
Yeah, exactly. You did say men should be providers. This is, I feel like, in the context of women's expectations, especially here in Poland, this could be considered doing bare minimum. Also, people have different expectations when they're in relationships. Some people in relationships expect groceries to be bought for them and rent to be paid for them and stuff like that. That's just their expectations in a relationship. Others are okay with the guy just taking them on one date once a month and then doing nothing else forever. That's also okay. You know, like people expect different things. Anyways, his friends start warning him that, hey, this girl, she only wants money from you. She's not like into you or anything. Like, be very careful. Plus, he had only been in Poland for like a year. His friends had been here for like a couple years. They said, this girl that you're playing with, be very, very careful because her name has been in the streets like a couple times. He doesn't listen. Of course he doesn't listen. Like, let me tell you, when a man's in love, he's in love for real. Anyways, about a year goes by and then there was going to be a person coming to perform here in Poland. So he tells the girl, like, hey, let's go to this event together. She says, nah, I can't. Like, me and my friends are just going to chill that day. I'm really tired. I don't feel like going. So he tells her, okay, I'm not going to go either because I really wanted to go with you. Then what happens? His friends convince him to go, in actual fact. He ends up going. He walks in. He's happy with his friends. Wada. He looks in VIP section. Who does he see?
A girl.
Yes, sir. He sees his girlfriend sitting VIP section, popping bottles,
With
grinding. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, she sees him. She ignores him flat out. He tries to go and talk to her. Yeah. She continues to ignore him. He leaves because he's now embarrassed. He goes home. She doesn't text, doesn't call, nothing. No, but if you think about it, what is she supposed to say?
Idiot.
She really, there is really
Idiot.
not much she could have said in that moment. Might as well take your loss. Exactly. He goes home. The next day, she ends up calling him and telling him, no, it was a girls' night. My girls dragged me out. Like, I didn't even want to go. Those guys just pulled us into the section. Like, I wasn't trying to do anything with them. And what does he do? He believes her for a second. Luckily, you know those club photographers caught her in the act while she was busy with one of the guys in the background just dancing. Just dancing, though. It didn't necessarily show her do anything. She was just dancing. You know what I mean? Anyways, he confronts her, sends her the video. And that's when she tells him that the only reason she was dancing with those guys is because she could feel that she was pressuring him too much with her lifestyle. And she figured if she got another man, she could reduce the pressure of him. And then she would actually be with him for love and he wouldn't have to worry about money and like taking care of her and her upkeep and everything. And that she still loved him and all those things. And then she told him that he's too broke for a lifestyle. That's why she was like going for other men. And this is after this man paid her rent sometimes, bought her groceries, hair, nails, upkeep, everything. She tells this guy he couldn't afford her lifestyle. Anyways, they ended up breaking up.
Obvious.
And then he was so stressed. He said he was so stressed he ended up getting tested because apparently that was not the first time she had done something like that. But luckily he said he was clean, but he was mentally finished. And that's the story. But if I'm also, before I, let me...
Wait, just wait. So... our responses and Shanice's ending to this will be on the second part of the podcast. So to those who are listening to the first part of the podcast, thank you. It's been the Smoke That Thunders with these amazing guests. Check out the second part of this podcast on YouTube. And have a great afternoon and a great Valentine's Day.